Good morning, guys. Breakout bag lunch here. And as you can see, we're back on Topstep. I reset my Topstep account and I'm trying a new combine, as I mentioned yesterday in my recap backtesting video. And we're looking at a realized PNL of $411.46. I was one winning trade and one losing trade. I'll just go this quickly because I only took one trade. First winning trade was a break and retest on gold. We did have a bullish break at the beginning of the New York session. The retest was very bearish, and then we had this bearish break below the 5-minute opening range. But again, the retest wasn't exactly bearish either. But once we had this bullish break again, and we went back to the high of the opening range. See this big green candle? This was my signal to get in a long trade. So I took a long here. I did exit early. Granted, it was at a decent profit, but I meant to put in a limit order for up around here, which is where I had identified a demand zone, but I accidentally pressed limit order. No, well, I accidentally pressed market order, and that caused me to get out of the trade immediately. I didn't want to get back in at a bad price, and so I just left gold alone from there. But you can see right now, if I had stuck to that trade, I would have had a lot more profit. Not mad at my trade though. Next trade was this attempted break and retest, a bullish break and retest on ES. I'm just going to draw the high and low of the 5-minute opening range. All right, this trade wasn't the best, to be honest. Right when the session opened, we had a huge rip up. And so we had a fairly wide 5-minute opening range. And we had this little pullback here. Gotten at basically the high of this candle. I think I'm going to stop doing market orders, honestly. But anyway, I gotten at the high of this candle here. I was thinking we would get a continuation of the bullish momentum, which we did at first, but then we went all the way basically down here, like near the low of this candle, until I sold at a loss. On this losing trade, I would say it was my fault. Really, I should have waited for like a retest of this area. That would have been a better entry. Or, if we look at this in terms of Fibonacci retracement, I really should have waited until around this, around this area, like 0.5, 0.6. Actually, and I don't look at it. I think the trade was valid. It was just I had a bad entry. And we'll see how it would have played out. But I sold my long ES at it was like a $260 loss. Overall, I would say this was not a bad session. Guess the profit could be better for sure, especially considering that I used mini contracts. But at least the first day of this combine is starting in the right direction. I don't have much to add from here. If you have any suggestions or comments, please let me know. But if not, enjoy your weekend. Bye.